What's going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with another one, and today we are going to be trying to one-shot the Node 4. Mr. Sinister plays a key part in this because of the fact that he's going to be cloning Magneto, and you guys will see that in the gameplay. Ebony Maw is another good one. We're going to need him as well because of his offense down, defense up. Pretty much got everything T4'd as well, and ISO 8 max as well. So that's the reason why we're bringing him to the team. Next off, we have got Emma Frost as well, synergy with Mr. Sinister, and of course pretty much maxed out on everything as well. And try not to level them up too much, so then there's still a little bit of it's still relevant to the game right now. Hella, we gotta have her with Greg. She's gonna be one of the reasons why we're not gonna take any damage by spreading all the blinds around. And pretty much got everything leveled up and capped on her as well. Other than the reds, I got to work on that. And last but not least, our insurance policy is Minerva, and she's going to be the gatekeeper and keeping everyone running here. So that's the lineup, guys, that we are running. And now let us jump into the gameplay. Okay, so like I said already, Mr. Sinister is going to play a key part. We're a bit damaged up from Node 3, but that's fine. We should be okay here. So we are going in with a little bit of a disadvantage, but it shouldn't be too hard. And we are having a different lineup. Node 3, we were able to finish it because of Ultron. Ultron came in big for us, and he was able to basically mitigate a lot of that damage. Now, I have seen people do Node 4 as well with Ultron, so he's definitely a contender, but for sure, you're going to need Mr. Sinister, and you're going to need Emma Frost in there. Those are two global characters that are absolutely needed, and we're trying not to use any city characters, so we're sticking with the cosmic and the global, as people will be leveling those guys up more readily than the city characters. So anyways, that's my lineup there. Don't know if that's the best setup, but you guys will see here that this is going to get very repetitive, and I do want to apologize to you guys now. It's a very long fight. It's a very long battle, and there's a lot of repetitiveness, so bear with me here. But you guys will see the lineup that we go with, and I've done this one shot a few times now from previous runs, so definitely for sure I don't think we're going to have too many issues. The start might require a little bit of RNG, just sometimes if they focus on Minerva or they take out some characters that are important, that might mess up a little bit. So we're actually gonna just jump out here because that was some bad RNG there, and we will quickly jump back in here. Okay, so we're going to go in with the same team like I said already, and I don't know if this is the correct format or if there's a better way to do it, but I just kind of threw it in there. And really the important thing is having Mr. Sinister and Emma Frost, because he's going to play a key role in absorbing Magneto's. He's going to be, cloning him and using his alt, and then of course Emma Frost is going to be able to spread that around as well and linger the blinds. So hopefully this time we get some better luck here. But like I said, it might just take a couple of attempts just to make sure they're not killing anybody important. And particularly because we do have 3 low characters that were low health, it makes only sense that we would get maybe an initial person dying on us. So that's fine. So we're going to do the defense up and offense down. And then right here we're going to slow everybody down. And again, I love Emma Frost because she has such low short cooldowns. And what's important here is we want to make sure we can get rid of this taunt, because we want to make sure okay, that didn't work. If we I think what we'll do is we're gonna have to just suck it up here. The best approach is you want to make sure you can get to Magneto and clone Magneto, otherwise you're gonna be in for a ride. So we'll just do some heals there, and hopefully we can get to Magneto's turn, and then we can clone him. Let's see here. So right now we're just absorbing damage, and as you guys will see here, we're doing pretty good. We got all the offense up, or the offense down up, and then the defense up. So that helped us out a little bit. And then of course having just having health regeneration as well. And then from that point on, let's see here. Who do we want to clone? Particularly, we want to pick someone off to the side here, so then we can spread it. So we'll just focus on Lieutenant, just because of the fact that he heals as well, so it's good to go after the healers and Shuri. So we want to make sure we can get rid of these guys. We'll spread the blinds out, and then from that point on, I mean, once you get the blinds spread it across, it's GG at that point. We're gonna clone Magneto, and this is where this is nice because he brings disruption and he brings blinds. and that's going to be really key for this particular node. And you guys are going to see that there's a lot of repetitive characters that are going to get dropped, but the important thing here is having Magneto on the team will give us the blinds, and it will give us the disruption for disrupting the taunts from Strife and from shield security, and you guys will see that here. From that point on, once you get all the blinds across, you're pretty much in the clear, and it's just a matter of grinding down and getting to these characters, and essentially trying to stay alive until you can basically clone another Magneto, and then you can kind of repeat and redo the same strategy. Yeah, we're blind. We'll refresh those blinds, and then that way gives us a little bit of that damage mitigation. And then from that point on, it gives us enough cushion that we can survive. And you know, we're not using Thanos. I have tried Thanos with this, and I found that it just doesn't work, because we need that additional character slot for like, if you take Thanos in, I don't really know who we would get rid of. Like, every character here is pretty important, and I mean, maybe you might be able to take out Minerva, but she's that extra insurance policy, and I was able to do it. I actually got like more than halfway without her. I had Thanos in place of Minerva, and we got about 20, 23, or 24 the first time I ran this, and I mean, it worked. It did work. Unfortunately, I forget who it was, but once they killed, I think it was Hela or Emma Frost, it was game over because you couldn't revive. So Minerva's more there as the insurance policy, and I mean, we need Emma Frost, we need Mr. Sinister because he's gonna be cloning, and then really you can maybe get rid of Hela, I guess, but then Greg is nice because of the fact that he does the reduction and the heal block. So I mean, really, it was tough. It was really tough to make that decision. But based on this, you guys will hopefully see that all these 5 characters, not only will they shine in this node, but they do all quite well in the respective game modes. So Arena, Raids, Ultima 7, Blitzing, and of course RTA as well. So I mean, they're all great characters. It's just a matter of investing in them and making sure you have the you have the legendaries unlocked as well, because of course oh, excuse me. Well, I guess we don't really have any legendaries. I guess I'm thinking legendary because I was thinking of Ebony Mom, but just the one, I guess, the one legendary. Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say about that. But anyways, yeah. So what you want to do is you want to focus on the ones that can heal, basically, because that's gonna be the characters that you want to get rid of first. And what I would do is I would leave Magneto alone, so that way you can clone him. But you guys can go ahead and go after him. What's also important is just keeping an eye on Strife and keeping an eye on shield security, and just making sure they get disrupted, because the last thing we want is for them to be taunting and then being able to slow us down here. And unfortunately, this team is very good, but unfortunately we only really have Emma Frost in there to remove taunts, and of course Magneto can do it too with his disrupt, but you know, most of the time he'll be using that disrupt on characters before the taunt, so that way we can, you know, be in place of it. But if he uses it and then a next wave drops, he can't really take the taunt off. So really the only buff removing character we have on this team is Emma Frost, and I believe Hela actually has her ISO 8 on I forget the name of it. Skirmisher, I believe. Or, yes, I believe she has Skirmisher, so then she can take buffs off. But again, that's if they're vulnerable. And again, that's only by chance that they would have that condition on them. So we have another clone available for us. So we're going to make sure we can get through this taunt. Unfortunately, like I said, the taunt's going to slow us down here. So we want to make sure we can disrupt it and spread it out, so that way we don't have this problem later on. But that's the reason why. And then people that have ran Ultron on this node, that worked as well, but then the minions kind of interfere with the clones. So then it kind of, it becomes a little bit redundant to have Ultron on this as well. But hey, what works, right? Everyone's, there's a lot of theory crafting involved, and node 4 is probably one of the hardest nodes, I'd say. Between nodes 3 and 4, I'd say they're probably the 2 hardest ones in this batch of 4. And for sure, we have, we can use any number of any non-restricted trait characters for these first 4 nodes, but But yeah, there's a lot of character choices, and sometimes it's hard to decide which ones you want to work on. But these 5 here are exceptionally good in all the game modes, and I think most people will have Emma Frost and Mr. Sinister already leveled up because they're trying to level up their war teams and trying to get the Emma Marauder teams going. And then of course Ebony Maw, I mean that's a no-brainer, and then we've got Minerva in there, who's also a no-brainer for cosmic nodes. And then yeah, really. Yeah, Hela, you need her for Ebony Maw, you need her for Black Bolt, and then you also need her for the Asgardian teams. So really, all 5 characters are super duper awesome in all the game modes, and they're definitely going to be options that I'm kind of putting forth for Dark Dimension 4. So anyhow, that's what we will that's what we will see with this one. And as you guys, I apologize again, like I said, it's going to be a very repetitive video. It takes a bit of time, just because it's just sheer damage of these guys. Like, their health bars are so huge, and I mean, it just takes time to kind of slowly dwindle them down. And we're not using Minerva's ult and Ebony Maw's ult just strictly for damage. We're using it more for an insurance policy and healing our characters up. But both those characters can deal a ton of damage with their drains, and that's kind of the reason why I was trying to think of this team as well. I've tried Phoenix with this, and yeah, she just dies too fast. So unfortunately, she's good, but in this particular node, if you don't have these characters, I mean, you can always put Phoenix in with Colossus, and she'll still get a pretty decent amount of damage in, just because of her percentage of health damage and the fact that she does have that second life, and the ultimate as well, where it rips all the buffs off. But yeah, if you're looking for a sustainable team and potentially trying to do a massive hit or even one shot this is the team to go with, guys. And hopefully, fingers crossed here, I can do this while I'm recording, so I can show you guys just basically the full onslaught of this node. I mean, it's a pretty nuts node, and I think when I did it the first time, I had Phoenix, Colossus, Shield Trooper, which was a terrible choice on my part, and then I had Ultron, and trying to remember who my 5th was, or is that 5? Colossus, Phoenix, Shield Trooper. Oh, that's 5. Yeah, I believe that's 5. Am I? Oh, and maybe it was Mr. Sinister. Trying to remember here now, but yeah, it was some sort of 5th character. I forget who, but yeah, it took me like 20 attempts. So I mean, it's a pretty nuts node. Especially if you guys are just starting out here and trying to get through this. And yeah, it's pretty nuts. But Mr. Sinister is the one that makes this all possible because of his blinds. And I think a lot of early people that were finishing up this node, they realized that. They realized, holy crap, if Mr. Sinister clones Magneto, I mean, it's over. So yeah, and a lot of people won't really have access to Magneto. Just like a tier 14 Magneto right off the get-go, because he's actually very expensive, and that's kind of one of the reasons why a lot of people don't have him tier 14 or even 13, because of his materials. But no, if you can get Magneto right off the get-go, that's awesome. But obviously they couldn't, so then the alternative was, hey, why don't we just clone him? And then that's what a lot of people were doing, and that's kind of how this strategy developed. And I did see that a lot of people were doing that, and that was probably one of my choices, one of my reasons why I was getting Mr. Sinister up to tier 14 first, so I can do the next batch of the global nodes after these ones. But yeah, no, he is an absolute monster, and he's very versatile in the conditions as well. You guys will see that I'm gonna use him because, obviously with the global nodes coming right up here, 5 to 8, we're gonna use him extensively, right? And you guys will see just how versatile he is. And I mean, to this day, I'm still using him in Arena just because he's such a good counter to the Black Order, and he's also a good counter to himself as well. Like, he can counter other miscellaneous Mr. Sinister, Black Bolt, Phoenix teams. Like, he's just so good. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, keeping an eye on here on the board. We are kind of winding down here. We've gotten down about 10 guys now, so that's great. And at this point, yeah, it's very repetitive. Same characters are coming down here, and of course, we're gonna do what we're good at here. We're gonna keep cloning Magneto, and it just becomes very repetitive at this point. Of course, when we blind, really the only characters that won't miss is Namor because of his ult. It's unavoidable. and of course Hawkeye as well. So just keeping an eye on those characters, and that's kind of why we have Ebony Maw here, because of the offense down. That's going to mitigate damage, and then combine that with his defense up for the characters. That's going to help absorb that damage, and then that way as well, you guys won't get one-shotted. I know because a lot of people use Scientist Supreme and Shuri. That pretty much mitigated a lot of the damage on these early nodes, and exactly that's why Ebony Maw is such a great choice. He's got the offense down and he's got defense up, and of course that's like a 2-character special in one. I mean, Mr. Sinister as well has the cloning ability that basically makes it possible to clone anybody on the board, and of course cloning Magneto or Doctor Doom or whoever, right? Just trying to take advantage of this, what's the best and most advantageous way to go. And that's kind of why I've selected these characters. But yeah, they've either got blinds on them or they've got offense down, and there's just a ton of debuffs, right? And of course Hela is there because if somebody misses the blind by chance and they get dropped, they next wave drops or whatever, then Hela's able to reapply those buffs, or excuse me, debuffs, and then she basically gives us that insurance policy, right? Absolutely crazy. I think what I could have done to increase the damage is maybe put everybody like on a striker and skirmisher or whatever, so they get extra hits and stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, Mr. Sinister and Emma Frost are like healers. Same with Minerva. So I mean, definitely for sure. I don't know if we need those heals at this point in time, but for sure, I mean, right now, it helps out just having that insurance policy, because they do get a ton of heals after they're hit, and that helps as well. And yeah, Magneto is not exactly the highest damage dealer, but his blind is absolutely essential here. And as you guys will see here, we just slowly chip away, right? We're already, but I'd say we're about a quarter of the way, because we've knocked out about 10 enemies now. And the next 3 waves that drop are pretty much the same teams, which makes it easy for us because we already know what we're expecting. We've got the same characters like Shield Security and Strife, and then we've got Pyro, Magneto, Kingpin, and then Namor. I think there is a Hawkeye in there as well, but a lot of the same characters, and we can take advantage of that. We can take advantage of that for sure. And sorry, just grabbing a sip of water there. So much talking. Yeah, and I mean, really, it's pretty boring, other than the fact that once you get this node under control and you got the disruptions on Shield Security and Strife, and you've got that additional blind coming from one of your 3 Magnetos, then from that point on, I mean, it's great. If you're able to spread the disruption to everybody across as well, that's even better. So then that way, if Kingpin or if Shuri comes back and she activates the defense up, it helps, because then it just allows that for them to waste their defense up, because they can't get any of the buffs. I do see that we don't really have an offense down on Namor, so we're just gonna focus on him, get some bleeds going. Yeah, I guess we could also do a slow as well. I like Magneto's disruption, because it hits him with a disrupt and it also slows, and that's just nice in case it's a new wave or a new character dropping, and Emma Frost just used her her special and missed them. So yeah, that's the nice thing about having the multiple Magnetos and having the multiple disruptions as well. Yeah, we're going to just throw the blind because we can, and because I do see that we have to give some refresher. And usually I just wait a couple of turns, so that way at least, even if there's 1 or 2 guys that don't have the blinds afterwards, then at least we have it ready to go. And yeah, I think we have already maxed out here because we got Greg, so we'll just save that. We'll save that clone. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome once you get enough Magnetos on there, and it's pretty much GG. And then we've got Emma Frost's blind as well. And then we've also got Hela that can lengthen the blinds. And it's just, yeah, at this point in time, I mean, really, it's just crazy. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, we'll just save that just for the next wave drop. It's just a lot of patience and just trying to make sure you don't lose focus. Because yeah, it's a long node, and for sure, I mean, it can get pretty boring But I mean, I'm very tempted to just hit the auto, but the moment you hit auto, the AI doesn't really play and perform that well. So I mean, at this point, yeah, you'd probably screw you up. But that's why we're not doing that. That's why I like Ultron. Ultron's nice because sometimes when you get the bots going, you can hit the auto and he just goes crazy. But yeah, you can't really do that in Dark Dimension 3. So that's more of something I do with Dark Dimension 2. And now let's see here. Yeah, we'll just keep attacking here. We're getting pretty close to knocking some of these guys out. So then there's probably another wave that drops, and I think we're gonna use some health regen there just to kind of get some damage going, because yeah, we're slow here. We're just slowly treading along here, and yeah, it is what it is. But we just gotta be patient. And normally, I mean, it's not absolutely required to one-shot this node, but for sure, I mean, it's definitely nice to know you can just rush through it quickly. And if you have the characters, then you can move on to the global nodes, and you don't have to really wait around. But if you can't, then yeah, that's fine. Having any of these key characters will definitely help you out with this node, just because, yeah, they do a lot of things that help mitigate that damage. And I think if you had to focus on any characters specifically, I would say definitely for sure Emma Frost and Mr. Sinister, if you have them. I think those two are probably one of the more important ones. And of course, they're also global characters, so it helps you out with the next batch of nodes as well. So if you can focus on some global, Emma Frost and Mr. Sinister are the way to go. And then if if you're able to get Hela, or if you're able to get even Ebony Maw unlocked, for sure those are key characters as well. And really, I would say Minerva's probably the odd one out, and you'd probably be fine without having her, but I'd still have her just because she's great in a lot of game modes, and specifically in Dark Dimension, either 1, 2, 3, or 4. You're going to need her eventually, and now she's farmable in the War Store, so, I mean, at least you can get her. Unfortunately, the War Store isn't exactly the most friendliest way to unlock a character, but it is what it is. It's better than nothing, and I'd rather do the War Store than the Premium Orbs, because the Premium Orbs are just, yeah, it's just pure luck. I mean, you can open up 100 Premium Orbs and you might not even get a single shard, whereas at least if it's in the store, it gives you that chance. And yeah, you might have to hoard a bit of credits, and you might have to be patient when she comes around, but at least she's available, and at least you can farm her, right? And I'm trying to get her up to 7 yellows right now. I think she's the only one I've got right now that isn't 7 yellowed. So, yeah. But anyways, so far so good. We're down to 29 now, so that's good. And really, we can probably keep Magneto alive just so we can probably clone him again. But I mean, we've got 4 Magnetos, and I don't really know if we're gonna need to, unless they have a way to totally cancel out my characters and nail out, at least 3 or 4 of these guys, and then we're totally out of the loop here. But I think we should be okay here. It helps us. It helps us out too, having 4, because they just have multiple disruptions and multiple blinds, and it just really gives that insurance policy for us, especially because all it takes is like one misstep, and it could totally just mess up the entire node. I think the one time I wasn't really paying attention, and I think I wasn't, I think I was probably watching a video or something on YouTube, and then all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap, I wasn't paying attention, and one of these guys weren't blinded, and then I think it was Namor or whoever, and then he slapped his ult, and I thought for some reason I thought he already used it, but he did, and he didn't have offense down, and then at that point in time, yeah, it was he like killed like half my guys in one go. So I mean, it was yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was pretty nuts. Anyways, as long as we pay attention and we're keeping track of who's taunting and not taunting and disrupted, and they're blinded, offense down, that's the key to taking this one down. And yeah, we're gonna use the ult there, because this is slow. This is so slow. I mean, we'd probably be okay using Minerva's ult as well, but unfortunately, I'm a very cautious guy, and we're gonna play cautiously here. So that's my play style, and I mean, yeah, and then that'll be it. That will complete my series, at least for the first 4 nodes, for the non-restriction of traits, and then we can start the global set, and those are the ones that are more difficult to one-shot, and unfortunately, I haven't really got the hang of those ones just yet, but we'll see what we can do, and Obviously, for you guys, it's more for me to just go through the nodes, and then that way it helps you guys out, so you guys know what to expect and who's dropping. And I know there's a lot of great analysts out there that analyze when certain character waves drop, and they know exactly when, and they just kind of take advantage of that, and they're getting their abilities leveled up, and all like not leveled up, but like getting them all available and ready to go for the next wave. And I mean, there's a lot of math and strategy behind this, and sometimes I'm always surprised to see what people do, and it's just, yeah, it's amazing to see the amount of strategy and theory crafting people come up with. But hopefully it helps you guys out, and then you guys know, hey, 25 out of 45 is when the next wave drops, or 24 out of 45 or whatever. But yeah, this is nice. We actually got Hawkeye. We're taking care of him first because he's going to give us some immunity and some barrier, so that gives us a bit more cushion. But he doesn't get blinded, so we want to make sure we can get rid of him. And of course, he also gives us he also has the blinds himself, so we want to make sure we can get rid of them because, yeah, like he's a killer character, especially in Dark Dimension. And I've seen people using him in the global nodes as well, and they've had quite success because of the since the Avengers got rebooted and they kind of got updated a bit. And yeah, his abilities are pretty good with Black Widow. So I mean, pretty nice stuff. I just don't know. I'm just not really 100%. I think, if I wanted to, I could probably take him to tier 14 easy and probably use him for Dark Dimension 3. But the thing is I don't know if I would take him to tier 15. And a lot of the characters that I've taken up to tier 14, for example, like Shield Trooper, yeah, it's just one of, I regret doing that. And now I'm kind of more cautious about taking certain characters up. So, I mean, lots of people have done it, and they seem to be having pretty good luck with them. So, shout out to you guys. I mean, yeah, if it works, right? So that's great. But yeah, I'm still pretty scarred from using Shield Trooper. And I mean, Shield Trooper is obviously not really a comparison when you compare him with Hawkeye. But really, I think, yeah, really, it comes down to what you believe in. And I mean, if you believe in the Avengers and you think they're a great team, go for it. I mean, I think they're a great team, but I don't know if I would just willy-nilly spend that resource. When you're free to play like me, and if you guys are free to play as well, we're a little bit more careful with our resources, and just seeing what I've seen, how much tier 15 costs and everything like that, like it's scaring me. So I'm gonna be very careful with who I level up next, and a lot of those catalysts, those basic those like those orange catalyst things that you need like 1,000 of for each, like 2,000 for each character. Like, it's crazy how much you need, but trying to ration those out and trying to save them, because yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous how much of a bottleneck of those resources. Oh, okay, so yeah, so right there I'm talking a bit there, but I wasn't paying attention, and we got Strife alting us, and there you guys have it. Like, he basically took out 4 Magnetos, which is, that's pretty insane. That's fine. We'll just start from scratch here, but that's why you want to pay attention, right? Sometimes if I get a little distracted here, yeah, we can, it doesn't take much for Dark Dimension 3 to kind of nail you out. So we'll which Strife was it? I kind of want revenge, but yeah, we're gonna spread some disruptions and blinds out, because that's what we'll do. And yeah, you just gotta make sure you're paying attention. So we're gonna do the offense down again, and just to make sure this gives us that cushion. And yeah, just being careful and trying to make sure that that you're paying attention as well. I clearly was not paying attention to that Strife, and he got the best of me there. But that's okay. We've got one Magneto back, so that'll give us the insurance policy with the blinds. And we do have. Luckily for us, we did have Minerva there sitting and ready to go for the heals. And or wait, yeah, it was Minerva. Okay, I'm trying to remember who healed for me. I don't even remember who was that. This round's so repetitive, and I mean, it's like we're attacking the same guys over and over. Like, yeah, we're gonna keep. I think we'll keep Magneto alive, so that way, if we want, we can clone another one. I think that's the best strategy there, and we'll just attack for increased damage there. And what I'm doing here is I'm attacking shield security because I'm lazy, but normally what I would recommend is trying to lower some of these guys down first before that next wave drops. So the wave dropped at 20, so I mean really around the 21 out of 45 mark. What you can do is you can lower some of the health of these guys, but I'm not overly concerned just because I'm pretty familiar with this node, and I've played a lot of it just because I was experimenting lots with my teams a few weeks ago, just trying to see what teams to use for Dark Dimension 4. And yeah, this node is it's not too bad once you get the setup done. But no, there's not really any crazy characters. Like there's not even like there's not even like a crazy Daredevil character or something like that. I can do a ton of damage across all the boards, and that's nice. That's nice for us. But we still got to be careful here because it only takes one little misstep, like what we did earlier, and then all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, it can be an issue, right? So that's why we always got to make sure we keep an eye on it. So right now I'm a little bit nervous just because we don't have blinds across half these guys. So we'll tread here very lightly and just be careful of that. Just grabbing another sip of water here, and yeah, I think next wave drops. That's fine. Yeah, we could probably we'll use an alt here so we can get some health damage done and get the immunity off as well, thanks to sorry, not Black Widow, Hawkeye, and yeah, I think we should be okay here. I think yeah, we'll focus Magneto, maybe. Or I don't know. That's a good idea. Maybe we should keep him alive. Yeah, we'll just. So we got two taunters. Who's got offense down? So we want to make sure we can spread some of these off. Unfortunately, no blinds for us to use, so that's okay. But yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Let's we'll be patient here. Yeah, why not? We'll throw the blind there. And I know we do have, let's see here, we're gonna slow anybody. Yeah, we'll save Hella's disruption. And we still got Minerva's heal as well. Or excuse me, her revive, so that's good. And then there you go. We'll clone him, and then we'll probably be able to kill, we'll probably be fine killing him off now. I think there's one more actually. I think there's gonna be another that pops up. Alright. Choices. Yeah, lots of guys bleeding, and that's good. Yeah, we'll save the blinds there in case we need to use it so we can spread it. And disruption right now. I think we probably throw a disrupt on Strife there, so that's good. That's one. All right, there's another one. Wow, look at all these debuffs, eh? All right, and the next wave's probably gonna drop after I kill Strife. But yeah, at that point, I mean, you could probably switch targets to like Killmonger or Kingpin, and lower them a bit before they drop, so that way you can get ready for the next wave. Right now, I'm kind of sick of this node, but we've got two Magnetos on the field, so I think we're gonna be okay here, even if that next wave drops. It's just about being smart as well and efficient, and I don't think right now we need to worry about that. Oh, and what's also nice is we got two Gregs because Hela got wiped, and then of course when she came back, the other Greg came back. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, no, so far so good, I think. Yeah, oh crap, we gotta get some disruption on him. Yeah, we'll have to make sure we get through that. Yeah, I hate it when these new guys drop and then all of a sudden you gotta disrupt them so then they don't do it again. Strife's got it, so we're good. So we're gonna throw the blind there, just because we can. And yeah, well, target. Yeah, should we target Killmonger just because he doesn't have anything. Another one dropped. All right. And that's why we got the level 76 there. Should help with the resistance as well. Yeah, exactly. All right, so got some more taunting. Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on Strife. See who's got the disruption that we can use. Yeah, we'll just do the drain. We're gonna just get rid of that Magneto, so that way he doesn't cause any more trouble for us. Not like it really mattered because we resisted his blinds anyways, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll throw the blinds on the blind on Strife, so that way we can. He's gonna alt, so that way it helps us out. And from that point on, I mean, should we spread anything across? Yeah, we can spread some disruption. Let's do it up. All right. And at this point, I mean, once you get down to low enough numbers, I mean, you pretty much know you've got the game set. And I mean, we're 15 out of 45 right now, so I think we should be okay here. But the next wave that drops, yeah, pretty much the same same characters. I think Shuri is in the last batch or something. I forget. But yeah, very repetitive node, and it's a tough node for sure because if you don't have these key characters and you're just running with kind of a mismatch of characters, it hurts. I've tried Symbiote Spidey as well in this one, and he actually has a bit of a hard time because yeah, you're still getting hit by a lot of enemies, and without the offense down from Maw, he can pretty much just get one-shotted as well from these guys. He's not exactly the most durable character, and yeah, if you can land a stun on a character, that's great, but then it doesn't really help out because yeah, you use a stun, it's like one and done, and he actually does really well with Carnage, and you can't really have Carnage and him because then it eats up 2 more slots, and then yeah, and you need some of these characters, right? You need the cloning, you need to have Emma in here because she helps with the slows, and she gives the blind as well. And then Hela is doing such a big part as well with with Greg and having that reduction in speed. And of course right now we got double Greg going, so yeah, so it really helps out. Let's see, who do we want to go after? Yeah, I have no idea. We're just gonna go after Namor because he's the biggest threat right now. And 4, let's see, 4 plus 6. Yeah, we can't even clone because we got that extra Greg. I was just thinking about that. Yeah, or wait, oh no, I guess we have 2 characters plus the 4 or the 5, and then no, I guess we can clone. I got you. Yeah, I guess we can clone. Never mind. That's okay. We'll just save it because I do believe we should have one more. I think it's a Magneto. I want to say. I don't want to jinx myself here, but I believe we have one more Magneto to play out. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, sorry guys. Just grabbing a sip of water here. Lots of talking, making my throat really dry here. But yeah, long fight. Like it's ridiculously long, and I do, like I said already previously. Apologies for the long video. It's definitely a pretty long node, and oh, my battery's getting low here. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So we gotta get this done here. 13 out of 45. So we should be good. I think after we kill these guys off, we should have one more drop. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 guys now. Okay, yeah, we got the last batch there. Okay, and then that's predicted. We got Magneto there. And yeah, we're gonna clone him again. So we'll do that up. We're trying to get rid of Lieutenant just because of the fact that he can do the heals. So that's why we're trying to focus him. And the blinds will help us out. And yeah, and the Magnetos are just attacking together here. Yeah, we'll save Hela's blind because we just used it, and we don't really need to waste it. So that's gonna miss. Yeah, I just so nostalgic playing this node because I just remember when I was playing up against these guys. Oh man, these guys just absolutely annihilated me. Like, it was crazy. Like, you would get hit by Magneto's ult, which does like a pretty decent amount of damage, and then all of a sudden Namor would come after with his ult, and then all of a sudden Pyro would slam his ult, and it's just like, yeah, it was just like ripping ults and making everybody bleed to death. And yeah, and then Phoenix was just, yeah, she was dying like in one shot, and then getting revived, of course, as Dark, and then she would just use her special, and then that would be done. That'd be an attack attempt. Yeah, we're just gonna, I guess we don't really need to clone. Just do the health drain there. Okay, we're down to 8 guys now, so that's good. That's good. That's not bad at all. Okay, well, focus Magneto. Or, no, excuse me, not Magneto. Pyro. Okay, Strife. We gotta make sure we ult, or excuse me, disrupt. We're gonna do that to Namor as well, just so he doesn't do anything bad. And of course, it slows him down. Blow that guy up. Okay, we got 7 guys left, guys. I think that's it. The guys on the board left are the ones left. Okay, so we'll save the clone in case we have to use it. Yeah. But how are you guys feeling, huh? That's yeah, it's pretty tough node, but like I said, having these key characters will make things a little bit easier. and hopefully gives you guys an idea of how repetitive this one is. Just lots of the same characters over and over, and really Magneto just comes up big because he brings the blinds and the disruptions, and it's like he was almost built for this node, and actually this node was basically built for like Mr. Sinister, because if you have Mr. Sinister in the team, pretty much forms the ultimate counter to this one. And I mean, all the other characters are supporting actors for sure, but he plays a really big part. And of course, Ebony Maw as well. Before Ebony came, you know, no one really knew what kind of characters to use, and they were using the same like Phoenix, Sinister, Ultron, Colossus, and you know, whoever else, right? There might have been Psylocke in there as well, and some of the characters, but no, Ebony Maw came out, and he was perfect. So look at that. So that ult just took out, like, holy smokes, like quite a few guys. So we're gonna clone finally. We're gonna use a clone here, and now that he used his ult, now Namor's just pretty much useless at this point, and we're gonna focus on Hawkeye because he can't really miss. So we'll kill him and we'll get his immunity. So that's what we'll do. We'll take advantage of that. Yeah, I think we'll just single target attack. And let's see here. Strife's disrupted. Namor's disrupted. And yeah, we should be good. Should be good. And it kills. And I love it when we have double Greg, because it just hits both times on the speed bars, and it's just, yeah, it's awesome. Everybody's moving faster. We get more turns in. Like, it's absolutely awesome. And we'll do the defense offense down there just because I am being very cautious of these characters, and we'll do the blind extension as well. And from this point on, I mean, once we get down to 4 or 5 guys, that's where you want to start going into conservation mode and saving up your attacks for the next batch of nodes. And hopefully, I haven't had too much practice with the global ones as much as I've had with these ones, just because these ones I was able to run them more, and the global ones I just basically threw Phoenix, Colossus in there, and then they just did all the work. But we're gonna try using Ghost for the next batch to see how she does, and see if she's worth it. Obviously, I haven't really. She's still kind of on my list there to push to tier 15, but we'll see how she does on these nodes and see if she's worth it. And I know right now we couldn't really use her on nodes 3 because she was too squishy, and Ultron pretty much took her place. And now for nodes 4, she doesn't really have a place here either. Although I have seen people use her, and she's also quite good, because what ends up happening is they'll do the blinds and the slows, and then all of a sudden Ghost would lengthen everything by a turn, and it was just crazy reduction and a lengthening of the debuffs. So she's actually a really good one for this one as well. I just didn't want to run her because I felt like she was too squishy, and I'll use her in the global nodes. I'll stick her with global just because she is global, and I think she'll have better luck there. We're gonna throw the blinds and use it up because Magneto's not coming with us in the next batch, so we might as well just use up his ults and everything. But for these other guys, yeah, we'll try to maintain. We'll do some damage here. Cause yeah, okay, I wasn't even paying attention. Some reason I did not see the blind there. For some reason I wasn't looking at Ebony Maw. I just assumed that he resisted that, but I guess not. But yeah, like I said. Ghost is she definitely seems like a lot of people are using her for Dark Dimension 4, so definitely that's kind of piqued my interest. But now with Scopely announcing that the PIM techs are going to be needed for Jubilee, that's kind of reaffirmed my decision to work on some of those PIM tech guys, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to push Ghost up as well, because she looks to be the best out of the batch, especially. If you're trying to use her for any of the Dark Dimensions right now. She seems to be, I don't know, it's just, no one's going to bring Ant-Man or Wasp to tier 15, right? It's just they're okay characters, but I wouldn't say they're even close to being, like, all-rounded meta characters, like, in the other respective game modes. But Ghost, on the other hand, yeah, she's good in Dark Dimension, and I've used her a bit in raids as well, and she's okay. She's not bad. But haven't really seen any use outside of those 2 game modes. And I mean, yeah, you can use her as a blitz team, I guess. But yeah, definitely not one. I don't know if I'm really sold on her yet. But But we do have her at 14, and we'll try her out in the global set of nodes coming up after this one. So anyways, let's take a look here. So we got 4 guys left. Pretty much 3 of them are almost dead. So we'll keep at it here, and we'll take care of Namor, so then he can't ult us anymore. And from that point on, I mean, yeah, like once we take him out, he's pretty much the biggest threat. And then we just got to keep an eye on Strife so he doesn't ult. And as long as we can disrupt him, he can't taunt either, so then he's pretty much useless at that point. Disrupt. All right, we'll take care of Namor there. Good job, Maul. Yeah, we'll do some disruption. Blow that guy up there. Thank you, Greg. And yeah, so far so good, guys. I mean, yeah, sorry again, like I said, a long node, and definitely if you want to one-shot this is the way to go. But there's definitely other characters you can use it to do the one-shot. Like I said, I've seen a Ghost one. I've also seen an Ultron one as well. People using Ultron, so definitely not the only way to do it. But I just, you know, you guys saw earlier, I think 2 or 3 out of my guys were like pretty much dead from node number 3. So I mean, really, we were kind of playing at a bit of a handicap. But as you guys saw here, we got it done, and it doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. You guys saw there, it wasn't a perfect clear by any means. We got ulted and we lost 4 of our Magnetos, which is kind of crappy because we built them up, but that's all right. And then yeah, we slowly used our insurance policies, right? We had Minerva in place, brought back Hela so she could have 2 Gregs, and then of course we had the Sinister clone ready to go as well, so that way we can you know, we can get going here. We're using the clone here because that'll help soak up some damage, and I have a feeling Strife's gonna be pretty, or excuse me, Kingpin's gonna be pretty he's kind of a crappy character. Like, he doesn't have a lot of damage, and he just has his defense up and his minions. But then, I mean, yeah, he's kind of a crappy character. So, yeah, kind of sucks for him, but we're going to do that. We're going to take advantage of that. We're going to Strife ult as well to kind of get back at him for earlier. And, wow, he is tanky. Okay, so now, I mean, yeah, at that point, we could just attack, and we can probably get like 3 or 4 good hits in because, yeah, he is tanky, and he is slow. And that's perfect because that means we can just get a ton of hits in and build up our abilities again. And yeah, in 2 turns, I think Sinister is going to have his ultimate again. So yeah, that's why I wanted to use and clone Strife. So that way, at least we have someone absorbing some of that damage. And then we can be all ready to go for the next node. Yeah, lots of bleeds going. Oh yeah, take that. Haha. All right. Yep. Yep. Oh man, my throat is so tired from talking for like the last 50 minutes, or pretty close to an hour here, I'd say. But yeah, wow, this is a long one, guys. And if you guys were listening the whole time here, I apologize. You guys are probably sick of my voice, but hopefully this helps you guys out, and you guys can see which characters I used, and then what the wave drops were. I don't remember the exact numbers, but there was like 4 or 5 waves, and they kept dropping. I think every 4 or 5 times after you clear. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, go down already, stupid Kingpin. All right. But yeah, you guys know the characters. You guys know the T4s. I had that earlier on in the video to help you guys out in case you guys are curious where my characters are at. And there you guys have it. So it wasn't pretty, but that's the way to get it done. And my goodness, what a long commentary video on that. So we're officially done that one, and yeah, that's next set will be the Note 5 for Mr. Sinister there. But as you guys will see there, wow, so 60-some million damage, and I believe that's the highest one in the 16 nodes in this game mode. So that's definitely probably one of the lengthier ones. But hopefully this helps you guys out, and hopefully you guys saw you know what types of strategies I was using kind of against those nodes and all that good stuff. All right, guys, we will catch you guys in the next one. All right, take care for now, guys, and as always, happy gaming.